Hello, I'm Marci Lynn Jackson and welcome to my channel. I am so grateful that you are joining me. Before we go any further, I want you to stop doing what you're doing right now and go subscribe to my channel. You will not be disappointed. Here you're going to find a plethora of information to help you through life's journeys, and even some fun stuff, okay? So go subscribe and turn on your notifications too so that you can stay connected and know when we post, okay? All right, what we're gonna talk about today is transformation. What I wanna do is I wanna answer the question that I always get is, where does transformation start? I get it in my DMs, I get text messages about it. I hear the stories. I have a story of transformation. And so I wanna share that with you, and I want to be as open and honest as I can be. If you follow me on social media, you know that I am very transparent when it comes to my life's transformation and what I've experienced and what I go through on a daily basis and how transformation or where I started. And so let's hold on for this ride, okay? I want you to find you a place to listen to me, and I want you to listen to me with an open heart. I want you to listen to me with your mind clear, okay? We think multitasking is a thing, but honestly it's not. And the reason that I'm asking you to give me your undivided attention is because I want you to listen to me through the filters of your heart. And sometimes that could be damaged, but I don't want you to disqualify or discredit anything that you are about to hear. I want you to take it into account that it is very possible for you. Transformation isn't easy. And people from all walks of life, young and old, ask me, well, where does it start? My thought, and it's mine, my thought is that it starts in your mind. It starts with you changing your mind, that where you are, you no longer want to be. You want to move from one place to another. For me, it was my life. I didn't want to live the life that I was living anymore. I wanted it to change. And so for that, I had to literally change my mind. It started there. I don't believe that transformation has to be, or you have to hit rock bottom before you decide that you want to transform your life. You don't have to. For me, I did. I was at a low. Most people are. And it's okay. You don't have to be. So if you are listening to me right now and you are doing wonderful, but you want more, you can do the same thing that I'm talking about right now. If you are at rock bottom in your life and you don't want to be there, you can start where I'm talking about right now. And it is literally changing your mind. I think that is the first step. There's scripture that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I am a firm believer that that is the truth. It's like your mind. Your mind is like the navigation of your life. So is your mouth. But as a man thinketh, so is he. It's like out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. And what you think about, that's where you usually are going to land. And sometimes we think that where we are is the end all be all. And that is so untrue. We think that where we grew up and our circumstances and everything that's around us is it for us. We feel like maybe we didn't have the best upbringing, or our parents were not the best parents that we felt we needed, or we didn't get the best upbringing, you know, or rearing or support system. There are millions of stories in this world of people who have transformed their life and had the worst upbringing that you could possibly think of. A lot of celebrities that we know, and I'm using them as a point of contact because I believe that you and I might know them, but I also know some common people who weren't like myself. It wasn't that I didn't have the right upbringing. It was what I started to believe about myself as I started going through life. It was what I started to feel about myself through my failures and my shortcomings, where I started to think that the way that I was operating was how things was gonna always be for me. And it led me to the bottom. It led me to a place that I didn't want to be. And I guess because I had been there so long, or that I was there so long, it became a way of life for me. But it wasn't the most comfortable place to be. Matter of fact, it was terrible. It was the most devastating place to be. In crisis all the time, dealing with shortcomings and failures all the time. It literally corrupted my thoughts. And so because of that, I started to believe that where I was it. And it wasn't until I hit rock bottom that I didn't have a choice but to think that it has to be something better than this. Since I didn't die and move on, and transcend earth, that something had to come of it. It had to be better than where I was. And so I had to change the way that I thought about it. And it came with me just saying, I don't want this anymore. Point blank, period. I didn't want to be that way anymore. I didn't want to be negative. I didn't want to think about myself the way that I did. I didn't want to live like I was living. I didn't want to coexist the way that I was coexisting. And at that time, I didn't have the how. All I knew is that I wanted it. I had the what. And the what was I wanted to change. I want to be better. I want to feel better. And that was it. My transformation started there. Changing my mind about how I saw it. Changing my mind about how I saw my life. And as I started to study transformation, I realized that was the beginning. It was a thought that I had that it can be better. It can be better. And then from there, I moved into making the decision to make it better. So I went from changing my mind to deciding that I was going to do something about it. And in me deciding to do something about it, I believe that now this is where it becomes tailor-made, because everybody's different. No one's the same. We grew up different. We work different. Our training is different. Our upbringing is different. Whatever devastated you is different from what devastated to be. I do understand that some rock bottoms are different, okay? And I don't make light of those things, because a woman could have been raped, and it changed the way she saw herself and how she felt about herself. I would dare not tell her, oh, just change your mind. There are other things that you got to overcome in changing your mind, and I am aware of that. But that comes in the decision, the deciding that after you changed your mind that I want to be different, that you decide that you're going to do something about it. And then that tailor-made prescription of what you're going to do about it, I think in that deciding, it comes in you deciding on what needs to go, what needs to stay. We used to do this thing called start, stop, and continue. In business, and it depends on what project you was working on. When it was time for you to have your accountability meetings or come back and sit down and talk about what it was that, or how the project was going, in that start, stop, and continue process, we would talk about what did we need to start doing, what do we need to stop doing, and what do we need to continue doing. And so I think looking at your life like that, when you're going through a transformation or wanting to decide or deciding to go through your transformation, you're going to look at your life and see what are those bad habits that you need to stop doing, and what are some good habits that maybe you do have, but they've just been so tainted or muffled or stifled or hindered, or muted, that they're really good for you, but you need to continue doing it. It may have been that you started reading affirmations and you want to continue doing that, but you want to stop talking negatively. You want to stop talking negative about yourself, or you want to continue, to seek out new friends that promote your new lifestyle. So looking at that and deciding on what actions you need to take is up to you. It's up to your life. It is not a cookie cutter situation when you're going through a transformation. My suggestion through your decision making on how you're going to do it is read. I'm an avid reader. I love to read. I love to read different books and read different perspectives. And not all of them are self-help books. Not all of them are Christian books. Not all of them are business. I like to read about things that I don't necessarily know about, to just expand my mind, because it just helps you think different about things. It just expands your thinking past your circumstances. And from there, after you've changed your mind and you've decided that you're going to do something about it, you're going to commit to those actions. You're going to commit to it come hell or high water. You're going to devise that plan that whatever comes your way, you're going to continue going. You're going to think around the corner. You're going to think at the end and the beginning. And what I mean by that is you are going to think about, well, what will happen if my old ways come up, or what will happen if I get into an argument with my mother and her and I, we don't get along and I'm going through this transformation. What if old triggers come up? You're going to think about those things as you are coming up with your plan on what you need to do. You're going to think about the triggers that can set you back. Okay, you're also going to think about what if you do go through a setback, because I'm going to tell you, beloved, you are going to go through setbacks in this. Transformation is a lifelong journey. It truly is. You never arrive, and you need to know that. You need to know the truth. I told you that I'd be transparent. One of the things about transformation, the more you change, the more you grow, the more you want it. It is a desire. I believe that God, He gives us the desires of our heart. It's twofold. He gives those desires to us to want more, because He said that He came that we might have life and have it more abundantly. I always wondered about that. And I think that when I hit rock bottom, I realized, or I started to think about that scripture, and I thought, like, abundantly, like, what did that mean? And for some people, it may have meant cars and homes and material things. For me, it was peace. I wanted enough peace that was going to last me past my nighttime, but in the morning when all hell would break loose and I'd have to get up and go do it again and live life again. We all want to do life, and we all want to do it well, and so for me, I wanted to know what abundant life or living looked like. It made me question it. It made me curious about what that looked like. So I started out on this journey, and what I thought was going to be a 1, 2, 3 step, we go, and it just worked out like that, has turned into this lifelong journey. And let me tell you something else. That journey has turned into my purpose. It has turned into my being. It has taken me back full circle of, I believe, what I was meant to do here on earth. So you beware of that, okay? And I'm not saying beware in a negative way. I'm saying beware of it, meaning that when you do turn your life over to transformation, you are going to realize that you was meant to be something way more than what you knew. So I want you to take that journey. I want you to change your mind. I want you to decide on the actions that you need to take, and I want you to commit to it. I want you to meet me back here so that I can continue to give you tools that'll help you. And I'm praying that that has answered your question. It is not something that you have to rush and go do. It's something, because it's your life, right? You're not rushing or competing with no one. There's no one sitting next to you that's telling you, hey, we're starting on this together. The only accountability partner that you need in this is yourself, to say that I'm going to do this, right? Go to your church, talk to your pastor, get a therapist, talk to your friends about your life changing transformation that you want to go through. And I say that because it's helped me. It's helped me to be able to verbalize those things that I want to see different in my life. It really has. And so I'm excited for you. I'm praying that this has helped you. Meet me here, though. Again, you can follow me also on Instagram, and I leave little nuggets there, little nuggets of encouragement and real thought. You know how people say real talk? I like to leave real thought for you to think about, that hey, it is not going to be easy. You're not going to always want to do this. You're not going to always feel like it. But when you commit to something, you do it whether you feel like it or not. And so meet me there on Instagram. Follow me at Marci Lynn Jackson. Go to my website, marcilynnjackson.com. Read my blogs. And I say that because during my transformation, it helped me to stay on course. So I'll see you soon. All right?